Well, a very pleasant good evening and welcome to St. George, Utah, on Bruce Hurst Field on the campus of Dixie State University, where tonight we have the Spanish Fork Dons and the Palo Verde Panthers in what should be a fun one here tonight at the Red Rock Classic, the final game of the Red Rock Classic here. And right here we'll kind of see what's going on here tonight. We talked about the performance Spanish Fork had earlier today, where the Dons once again got a dominating pitching performance. We'll welcome in, alongside myself, Ryan Pickens, is Andrew LaRose. And Andrew, when you take a look at that pitching performance, that's really been the strength of the Dons these last couple of ball games.
Absolutely. 2-1 so far in the Red Rock Classic here, and the 2 wins against Pleasant Grove last night, and then the win today here against, I don't even know, it's been such a long day. Who did we play?
Timpanogos.
See, man, why am I even paid to do this? So Timpanogos. So both of those games, they had phenomenal pitching performances. The first from Mason Olson. In the second game here today, it was Mason Nielsen that pitched super duper well. And even Cy Nielsen in the opener on Thursday did pitch well, other than that he gave up some walks and there were some costly errors. But really, it has been the pitching that has set the tone here for the Dons, and that task will be left up to Tate Newman today. Tate Newman with the start here tonight for the Dons as they head up here against the Panthers of Palo Verde.
Well, giving a look at it, looks like Palo Verde will be the home team in this one. Just from the looks, they are getting ready to take the field here. We're just waiting here to finish the mound and get that all ready to go here for this one, as they're just trying to make sure the field stays in good playable shape like it has all tournament long, really, outside of maybe a couple of games that they had to move around the schedule. All these games have come in pretty good shape and progress here so far right here. Just waiting here the final couple of minutes. Spanish Fork looking to try to finish off the Red Rock Classic with a 3-1 record, and having an opportunity to do it tonight against a team in Palo Verde who we have seen that's been able to score some runs, and they have some bats as well, Andrew.
Oh, they absolutely do. Yeah, we seen a couple of their games, and they've got some mashers in their lineup. The first home runs that I saw in this particular tournament were off of Palo Verde bats, and that was when the ball didn't seem to be carrying quite as well. And now that the conditions have improved and it's a little bit drier and a little bit warmer, the ball is certainly flying a little bit more than it had earlier in the tournament. And so this is a dangerous Palo Verde Panthers lineup, and so Tate Newman will have his hands full, and it's going to be up to the Dons, I think, on offense to be able to try to keep up with these Panther bats.
They're going to have to provide some pop. Palo Verde is the home team. They decide that via coin flip. We were talking with one of the Spanish Fork coaches between games. He goes, "Yeah, we haven't been able to win the coin toss." And I said, you might want to try calling something different, just to see. The adage of what I've heard is tails never fails. I've always been a more call heads kind of guy, but
well, I am definitely more of a tails guy myself. That's always what I pick in Madden, and it seems to work out for me pretty well. So, but yeah, they just need to change up their approach. That is for sure, as we're seeing Palo Verde's starting pitcher get all warmed up here.
Palo Verde is going to throw tonight.
So I've got Payton Cole on the mound for them, number 8.
Yeah, Payton Cole will be the starting pitcher tonight for Palo Verde. We are just about set and ready to go. Tate Newman will step in the box for Spanish Fork. And we're a little bit behind schedule, but not bad tonight, as we'll get set and be ready to go here for this one. Tate Newman heading to the box for Spanish Fork. Dons in, once again, the road gray uniforms here tonight. They have been the visiting team in all 3 of the other contests, and so far it's worked out well for the Dons here in the tournament. 2-1, as it will be Payton Cole getting ready here for the first pitch. We are set and ready to go, and Payton Cole winds and delivers the first pitch low for ball 1, and we're underway at 8:05 p.m. with ball one. 1 ball and no strikes the count here on Tate Newman.
Yeah, Newman doing a phenomenal job as the leadoff hitter for the Dons. Has really been successful at getting on base, especially in these past two games. He's been absolutely phenomenal.
Ready to go with the 2-0 pitch. Newman fouls it back and sends it back to the screen. It'll be 2 balls and 1 strike now here on Tate Newman. Ready to go. 2 balls and 1 strike on the Spanish Fork leadoff hitter. Don's trying to get something going early on. Newman takes that one low and away. Ball 3, and it's 3 balls and a strike. The count here on Tate Newman.
Newman doing a good job of working the count here. Has worked himself into a nice hitter's count here. 3-1. Can be a little more selective.
Newman lines this one into right center field. That is going to roll all the way to the wall. Newman around first base. He's going to go around second, digging for 3. The relay throws coming in, and Tate Newman will be standing up on third with a triple T, heating, cooling, and plumbing triple to start this ball game.
Yeah, that's how you start a ball game off right. Tate Newman rips it into the gap there in right center, and then just uses his wheels to get all the way to third base. And now he's just 90 feet away from being the lead-off run here in the first run of the game for the Dons. Again, he's been so sensational these past handful of games. He's definitely done his job as the leadoff hitter, getting this Dons offense rolling.
Noah Conway swings at the first pitch and misses. No balls and a strike here on Noah Conway. Infield back for the Panthers, so they'll concede the run early on. Fastball missing high, and it evens the count up at 1-1. That's important to keep in mind here, that they will concede the run, because it takes a little bit of pressure off trying to get that run home from third. That one's going to bounce past the catcher into the backstop, and Tate Newman scores. Spanish Forks up 1-0.
Very nice, able to capitalize on the miscue there, as Payton Cole throws that one in the dirt, and Josiah Chromick just really not able to handle that one, and so Tate Newman able to just trot on down and score the first run of the game.
The 2-1 pitch misses for ball 3, and it's 3 balls and a strike to count here on Noah Conway.
Yeah, Cole struggling with the strike zone here.
That will help quite a bit here, as that one's going to be sent back, and we'll do it again here. Count will go full 3-2. Ready to go. The wind and the delivery on its way. Conway, inside out swing, sends it foul, and once again, we'll do it again.
He's able to spoil that pitch. That wasn't a great pitch to really drive there for Conway, but he does a good job of just getting the bat on the ball, sends it away, and is able to hopefully get another chance.
That one's popped up and sent foul down the line. Once again, we'll have another 3-2 pitch coming.
Yeah, battling up there is Conway, and kind of an undervalued thought here is that this is the last game of the tournament, and running up these pitch counts is probably a good idea with each team struggling with their rotations at the back end.
Bouncing ball to second. Nate Bartlett not able to handle it, and reaching on the play will be Noah Conway.
Yeah, just really not able to stay in front of that one. Bobbles it. That probably would have been a pretty routine play there for the second baseman for the Panthers. That is, Nate Bartlett, as you said there, Ryan. Bartlett really just not able to corral that one in. It's a bit of a rough start here for the Panthers, but this is exactly how things went in the past 2 games for the Dons. Really able to use the first and second innings to get the offense clicking and get themselves fairly decent leads.
That pitch fouled away from Andrew Pintar, and it's no balls and a strike on Pintar.
Yeah, Pintar was a big part of the offense in the last game. He had a 2-run double right away there in the second inning, and so Pintar is a very key part of this Dons lineup, obviously batting third, and provides a little bit of pop from that shortstop spot.
Bouncer foul down the line, and it's 0-2 quickly here on Andrew Pintar.
Yeah, this so far has been the best sequence of pitches so far from Payton Cole, able to get Pintar here in this 0-2 hole, so now he really can be able to attack Pintar in a couple of different ways. He could try to bounce one in the dirt and see if he'll chase. He could try to just get him to chase one outside. He could go high. There's all sorts of ways that Cole can now attack Pintar.
And Pintar grounds this one in the hole between second and short. Going to be a tough play. They won't get Pintar. Andrew Pintar reaches on a base hit, and Spanish Fork has runners on at first and second.
Yeah, that one very much right in on the hands of Pintar. He's able to muscle that one right in that gap between third and short, and trying to make a nice play over there at short was Palmiro, but just not able to get quite enough arm on that, obviously having to range over and get up in the air just to get a throw off. But nice job by Pintar to fight off that pitch, and it scores. It does a good job for him as he's able to get on base with it.
Here's Cy Nielsen, the center fielder, who will stand in. Nielsen has a high on-base percentage in this series. I didn't do the math between ball games. That first pitch misses low and outside, but he's reached base, I think, in all but maybe 2 or 3 of his at-bats here in the Classic.
That is what you call efficiency, Ryan. Again, he hasn't been able to get a ton of hits just because they really haven't given him much to hit, and so he's just been patient and taken a lot of walks.
Fastball in the outside corner gets in there for a called strike, and it evens the count up at 1-1 here on Cy Nielsen. Scheduled to play 7 here tonight. Bunt shown, lays the bunt down the third baseline. It will go foul. Be 1 ball and 2 strikes, and we'll do it again.
An interesting tactic there by Nielsen. It seems like he tried to read the defense there, saw that he could potentially lay one down, potentially get a base hit off of it, but not executed quite as well as it could have been. But this is a guy that you'd like to see him just kind of swing freely. Even if you're trying to read the defense, I'd much rather him be up there swinging the bat and trying to get something out in the outfield.
The 1-2 pitch misses high for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1-0 Spanish Fork here in the top of the first inning. Nobody out still. Runners on at first and second. Noah Conway reaching on an error by the second baseman Bartlett. And then Andrew Pintar bounced one through the left side if you're just joining us. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Low and blocked in the dirt, ball 3. And the count goes to 3-2 here on Cy Nielsen. Josh Dart awaiting on deck. And I don't think there's a hitter you want to face with runners on base right now. If you're Palo Verde, you do not want to be facing Josh Dart.
Yeah, Josh Dart has been an RBI machine for the Dons. He's come up with big hit after big hit so far in the Red Rock Classic, especially in the past 2 wins. Dart had 4 RBIs in last night's game against the Vikings and had, if I remember correctly, had a couple of RBIs as well in this afternoon's game against the Timberwolves.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Nielsen grounds this one to short. This could be 2. They'll go to second for 1. Bartlett with the turn in time, and it'll go 6-4-3 on the double play there. That will retire Pintar and Cy Nielsen. That will, however, move Noah Conway down to third base, and with 2 outs, Josh Dart will come to the plate. Well, Andrew mentioned it. Josh Dart having just a great Classic down here. 2 RBIs, base hits in this first ball game. Hits this one to left, and that one will be well foul. The left fielder Alonso giving it a look, but that's all he would give it, and it will be a long strike. 0-1 on Josh Dart.
Dart also an important part of the lineup because he bats left-handed. A whole bunch of the Dons batters are mostly right-handed, so he gives the Dons a little bit of a different look there from the left side.
Evens the count up, 1 ball and 1 strike here. 2 gone in the top of the first inning. Dart swings through it and misses, and it's 1-2 here on Josh Dart. Palo Verde, the Panthers, will come up in the bottom of the inning. They're wearing the home white uniforms with green. So the 1-2 pitch comes, and Josh Dart foul tips it into the glove for strike 3, and that will end the top of the first inning. So Payton Cole gets his first strikeout, but Spanish Fork gets their first run at the end of a half inning. It's Dons 1, Panthers coming up here on Spanish Fork 17. And with that, we'll take our first time this evening to thank our sponsors for helping make this broadcast and each and every one of our broadcasts possible this season.
And we love our sponsors so much. That is the car guys over at the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, Mikkel Thompson and Wise Attorneys at Law, State Farm, Lance Wilson, Two Jacks Pizza, and Driggs Mortgage Team.
So we go to the bottom of the first inning. Tate Newman out there going through his warm-up tosses here tonight. And we'll kind of take a look and see what Tate Newman can do against a tough Panther lineup. You talk about getting into the fourth game of this tournament, or this classic, and you might get to the point where you start running out of pitching, so to speak. So we'll see here how head coach Casey Gubb Nelson decides to do it today. Right here. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the batting order for the Palo Verde Panthers.
For the Panthers, leading off for them is Nate Bartlett, their second baseman. Batting second is their pitcher, who you saw earlier. That is Payton Cole. Batting third for them is Paul Myro, their shortstop. Batting cleanup is their catcher, Josiah Cromwick. Batting fifth is Paul Pasqualato. He is out in right field. Batting sixth is Bryce Robeson. He is the third baseman. Batting seventh, Austin Rowley at first base. Batting eighth is George Alonso. That is the left fielder. And then finishing off the order for them, batting ninth, is Tyler Mackey out in center field.
So we'll take a look here and see, as it will be Bartlett, the second baseman, to lead it off. Bartlett ready to go. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it away down the line, set to just past, I believe, our camera down the right field line.
Making it fun out there.
Here's the pitch, and that one misses low for a ball, and it evens the count up, a 1-1 strike on second baseman Nate Bartlett. The 1-1 pitch missing for a ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike here on Bartlett. The Panthers from Las Vegas play in the 4A Southern Northwest League. That's a equivalent of that's a 4A classification in the state of Nevada. Pitch gets in there, that's a strike, and it moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That was a bit of a favorable call there for Tate Newman. Looked like that one was a little bit outside, but you'll definitely take that.
Fouled back, and we'll do it again right here.
Got that one into the netting, so a little bit safer there for our audience and also for our cameraman over there on the first base side, Adam.
2 balls and 2 strikes as Bartlett will step out of the box for a second and get ready to regroup. Here's the pitch on its way. That one's set foul, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, Newman typically the third baseman for this Dons team, and you see why he is out there. He's actually got some good velocity here. As you can see, Bartlett is swinging pretty behind on all these pitches.
There's a called strike 3, and they get Bartlett looking. The first strikeout from Tate Newman, and there's one away here in the bottom of the first inning.
And that pitch was a thing of beauty. Again, the fastball really working well here so far for Tate Newman. He's able to paint that one right on the inside corner and absolutely freezes up Nate Bartlett for his first strikeout and the first out of this first inning.
So the pitcher, Payton Cole, will stand in and rolls this one foul. It'll be no balls and a strike to count here on the leadoff, or the pitcher, Payton Cole. Here's the 0-1. That's a fastball. It stays high, and the count evens up here, 1 ball and 1 strike.
A couple interesting things to note here. Cole is a right-hander, but he's batting left-handed, and also, if you notice, he is basically right on top of the plate. His feet are on the very edge of the batter's box on the inside, and so he is definitely crowding the plate, which could potentially be a little bit difficult then for Newman to be able to work that inside part.
Here's the 2-1 pitch, and Cole rolls this one foul. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Newman was able to challenge him pretty nicely there on the inside part.
Pitch to Cole, this one missing low and inside for a ball, and the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ready to go, the pitch on its way. This one down the left field line, and it's going to go foul there for Payton Cole. Got a good swing on it, just couldn't keep it fair down the line, and it will be 3 balls and 2 strikes on Payton Cole.
Yeah, good opposite field approach there by Cole as he tries to send that one out to left field. And as you said, yeah, got a good piece of it, but just a little late on it.
And that one low for ball 4. Payton Cole draws himself a 1-out walk, and that will bring up the shortstop, Paul Myro. And I think that's one thing you don't want to do too much of tonight, Andrew, if you're Spanish Fork, is you don't want to get in the position you did the other night where you got down early with some walks and things of that nature.
Absolutely. You don't want to be giving free bases to this Palo Verde offense. Again, these Panthers definitely have some pop in their lineup, and the best thing you can do is avoid having men on base when that pop happens.
Palo Verde, I know, played Pleasant Grove in the tournament, but they've been playing, they played one other game here for the most part. No, they've played here. I'm sorry, I'm getting them mixed up with Desert Oasis, who played in the game before us with American Fork, where we hadn't seen the Diamondbacks until they played this game before us here. They were one team that they were playing, I think, at a lot of their games over at Dixie High School. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one is smashed out in the left center field. Nielsen's not going to get there. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Myro around first, heading for second. They're going to give Payton Cole the green light to score from first. The throw to third to get Myro, and he is out trying to get to third. However, the game's tying run will score, as it was the pitcher Payton Cole hustling around from first.
Yeah, that was a beautifully hit ball there by Myro. Just sends it straight out to center field. Cy Nielsen really, there's no chance of him making a play on that, but a good job to get it in quick, and a nice job also by Pintar to fire that one over to third. The tag applied by Dart, and crisis a little bit averted there, even though a run was scored.
Here's Josiah Cromwick, the catcher, here for Palo Verde, the cleanup hitter. Tied at 1 here in the bottom of the first inning. Ready to go, the wind and the delivery on its way. Cromwick takes this one for a strike. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike here on Cromwick. Ready to go, the right-hander Tate Newman comes home, and this one's popped up. Alf with the mask is the catcher for Spanish Fork, and it's going to go into about the 6th or 7th row here. Some Spanish Fork fans right down in front of us trying to get out of the way of that one. There is a net that goes around the ballpark, but it's not a net that completely encloses the crowd. It's just really a protective net like you would see in most ballparks, as Cromwick rolls this one out in front of home plate for a foul ball, is what they're going to say, as it hit the home plate area. It comes up to probably about the press level or so. So unless you're maybe in that top row of the stadium, it's going to take a ball that's just barely popped up over the net can easily get onto the field of play. The 1-2 pitch, Cromwick down on strikes as he swings and misses, and that will end the first inning. 2 strikeouts for Tate Newman. However, Palo Verde ties the ball game here at the end of 1. We're tied at 1. We head to the second on Spanish Fork 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you, too.
You ain't nothing!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbors State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to Two Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Well, top of the second inning starting here at Bruce Hurst Field in St. George, Utah, where the lights are on here and we're playing the final game of the 2019 Red Rock Classic. Spanish Fork against Palo Verde out of Las Vegas, Nevada. We welcome all those people from Las Vegas and wherever you may be supporting the Panther baseball program, watching on our YouTube page, youtube.com/SpanishFork17, as it's going to be Mason Nielsen, Skylar Horine, and then it will be Tanner Peterson in the 8-hole here for Spanish Fork, coming up against Payton Cole. First pitch is in there for a called strike, 0-1 to Mason Nielsen. Nielsen pitched the earlier game for Spanish Fork and really quieted the Timpanogos bats. The 0-1 pitch in there, but misses outside for a ball, and the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, Nielsen was brilliant. 6 innings of shutout ball, 5 strikeouts, and really did silence those Timberwolves bats.
The 1-1 pitch in there for a called strike, and the count moves to 1-2. And right now, Payton Cole seems to have found a groove here, working with pretty quick tempo, and Nielsen swings and misses. They'll have to throw down to first to complete the strikeout, and they will. There's 1 away, the second strikeout of the evening here for Payton Cole.
Yep, great pitch, able to get Nielsen there to chase at a pitch that he probably shouldn't have been swinging at, but unfortunately he does. They do send it on over to first to get the completion there and get that out.
Skylar Horine stands in and takes a called strike, and it's 0-1 here, the Spanish Fork catcher. We didn't see Skylar in game 1. In there tonight, the 0-1 pitch misses high for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, just I think with the rigors of this particular tournament, probably was a good idea to go ahead and have Skylar not play in that first game, just so they could have him be a little more fresh for this one.
The 1-1 pitch, and that one swung out and missed at a pitch that didn't quite get all the way home, and it skipped away here from Horine. After the ball game, Spanish Fork will get on the buses and head north to Spanish Fork. The 1-2 pitch. This is going to be bounced over towards short. On the second hop is Myro, who throws out Horine at first, and there's 2 away.
Yep, a nice read over there by Paul Myro, just as you said there, Ryan. Able to see that one, gets it on the bounce, and then sends it right on over to first. Nice little routine play there for the shortstop.
Tanner Peterson, the left fielder, will stand in. Peterson came in to pitch the 7th inning of the first game. That one in there for a strike, and it's 0-1 on Peterson.
It came in relief of Mason Nielsen, who, again, as we said, pitched so brilliantly. And Peterson did a good job, too. He pitched a nice, clean 7th inning for the Dons and provided an extra inning for them.
Peterson couldn't catch up to the fastball right there, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. The wind and the delivery. This is going to be a ground ball hit to second. Up with it is Bartlett, who will throw out Peterson, and the Dons go down pretty quick. 1-2-3 here in the top of the second inning. We've played an inning and a half. We're tied at 1 between Spanish Fork and Palo Verde. We want to take a moment here on Spanish Fork 17 to thank our sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We have the car guys at the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, Mikkel Thompson and Wise, attorneys at law, Lance Wilson, State Farm Insurance, the Driggs Mortgage Team, and our friends at 2 Jacks Pizza. We thank everybody for their support of high school athletics here on Spanish Fork 17. We want to remind you, this is our last broadcast from St. George. The tournament is over at the conclusion of this ball game. However, we will have our next live broadcast a week from Thursday, March 28th, when it will be, I guess it's not a week from Thursday, it's this next upcoming Thursday. A 3:30 first pitch, Spanish Fork and Payson, and a key Region 10 game to get region play started for Spanish Fork.
Yeah, that should be a fun one, and we're hoping that having this experience here at the Red Rock Classic will get them all geared up and ready to go for their region play. And it's always fun to play against Payson. Have that be the region opener is kind of fun. I think that's going to be a good game.
Pascualito to lead it off here for Palo Verde, followed by Bryce Robinson and then Austin Rowley coming up here for the Palo Verde Panthers. They've already played 2 league games. The Panthers are 2-0 in their league. Max Preps has them rated the number 18th ranked team in Nevada. That ball is crushed out to right field. Going back on it is Conway. He's not going to get there. It's up against the wall. Going and heading into second with a leadoff double is Pascualito, and the Panthers are in business here to start the second inning.
Yeah, Pascualito hits an absolute bomb out there in right field. Conway does his best to try to track that down, and actually he is still down out in the outfield. He's still down. Looks like Nielsen is over there talking with him, seeing what's up and seeing if he is all right.
It looked like he kind of tripped or stumbled and kind of took a little bit of a tumble when he was trying to come up with that. Rory Eyring, the athletic trainer and head coach, Nelson will head out there, I think, to see on him out there in deep right field, and he's walking over right now. And that's a heck of an effort play there from Noah Conway, and what you don't know right there is how what exactly happened right there when he took the tumble, and we have a player running out to right field, and I don't know if they're going to run some water out to him, it looks like, right here, and make sure he's okay. Bottom of the second inning, we're tied at 1. Palo Verde will have a runner on at second base. The hitter is going to be Bryce Robinson, but the one thing you want to make sure of if you're Spanish Fork, you don't want to come out of here with an injury to a starter.
Oh, absolutely not. And Conway is a key part of not only the Dons offense but their defense as well over there in right field. Has a good arm and is able to kind of help things out over there with Cy Nielsen out there in center field. And Conway a big part of the lineup as well. He's been batting second for most of the season, and so he's that key piece in between Newman and Pintar, and is an on-base guy that these guys really rely on, and so hopefully Conway is all right.
Pitch on its way, fastball misses low and outside there to Bryce Robinson. Robinson getting the start at third base for Palo Verde tonight. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Newman comes over, and that one in there for a strike. It evens the count up at 1-1. Really need a healthy, quick outfield there at Nelson Field because of how much foul, or how big that outfield can be. The 1-1 pitch. There's a line drive up the middle. Pintar going to get it on the second hop. Fires to first in time to get Robinson. Pascualito will move up 90 feet down to third base. And there's one gone here in the second. That will bring up the catcher, the first baseman, Austin Rowley.
Yeah, nice play there by Pintar. Able to range over there and really also gets to show off his electric arm. He really fired that one in there and able to get the out.
So Spanish Fork will play the middle infield back, and they'll play the corners in here. That kind of lets you know what they're looking for here. And the first pitch in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1, the count here on Rowley.
Yeah, that was a nice off-speed pitch there by Newman. Newman really has shown velocity, but the fact that he has that secondary pitch, that little off-speed pitch, it looks like it's more of a change-up than it is a curveball, and it's going to be key for him to have that secondary pitch so that he can be able to hopefully give the Dons some key innings here.
No balls and 2 strikes, ready to go from the stretch. The pitch on its way right on the corner, but missed for a ball. It's 1 ball and no strikes on Austin Rowley. The DH, Hunter Chenoweth, on deck. The 1-2 pitch from Tate Newman. Swung out and missed, strike 3, and Tate Newman has his 3rd strikeout of the evening. A big second out there, and now with 2 gone, Chenoweth, the DH, will stand in.
Oh, that was a huge strikeout there by Newman, because it gives him that second out. Now they're only an out away from getting out of this inning, and hopefully with limited damage being done here, as hopefully can put up a a goose egg here in the second and be able to kind of hold serve here with this 1-1 tie.
Pitch on its way. That one bounced in the dirt, but a good stop behind the plate for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes on Hunter Chenoweth. The right-hander ready to go from the stretch. Peers in, and the pitch right on the outside corner for ball two, and it's 2 balls and no strikes on Chenoweth. First base is open, so if you happen to walk Chenoweth, it doesn't really move anybody up. However, it would put an extra base runner on. The 2-0 pitch on its way right there with the fastball, and that's going to be a strike, and it's 2 balls and a strike here on Chenoweth. Here's the 2-1 pitch on its way, and that one sneaks in there for a called strike, and the count goes to 2-2.
Beautiful pitch there. Greatly executed there by Newman.
I wasn't sure if that was going to be low or if that was going to stay in the strike zone. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one right back up the middle. Pintar's going to try to get there. The second baseman will quickly throw it over, and a nice play there from Cade Randolph. And the inning is over. Cade Randolph with a McKell, Thompson, Wise, attorneys at law. Great defensive play to end the inning. We've played 2. We're tied at 1 between Spanish Fork and Palo Verde on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Well, Cade Randolph made a great play ranging to his left to throw back across his shoulder to get the runner to end of the second. Now Randolph will stand in and lead off the top of the third inning here for Spanish Fork. Randolph, Newman, and Conway, 9-1 and 2, and Cade Randolph swings through the first pitch for strike one. In the first game today, Randolph walked, flew out to right, and struck out. Here's the 0-1 pitch, misses low and outside for a ball, and the count evens up here, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, this is a situation where the number 9 hitter becomes the de facto leadoff hitter, and so it's important to have a guy down there at the bottom of the lineup in Cade Randolph that is able to get on base, that is able to get you some production down there.
The 2-1 pitch, or the 1-2 pitch, misses and goes to the backstop for ball 2, and evens the count up. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Cade Randolph. Randolph steps out, now stands back in. And the 2-2 pitch on its way. Swung out and missed, strike 3. And Payton Cole has his 3rd strikeout of the evening. He's getting about 1 an inning so far. And with 1 away, we go back to the top of the lineup and Tate Newman. Well, Tate Newman started the ball game off with a triple to right center field. And what that did was sparked some early offense for Spanish Fork, trying to help his own cause here. Chops one on the infield. Myro coming. That's going to be the third baseman who just slips. Robinson made a great attempt coming all the way across the infield and just slipped before he could make the throw. Some people would probably say that that's a ball he needs to let Myro, the shortstop, take. But nonetheless there, Newman will reach.
Yeah, that's one where you think that the communication between the two would have been a little bit better. But he does make a pretty decent play there, but then just slips up, unable to really let go of it and be able to make a play over there at first base. But definitely is scored down as a hit there for Newman, so he's now 2 for 2 on the game.
So with 1 out, here's Noah Conway. Reached on an error back in his first plate appearance. Takes a ball low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to count here on Noah Conway.
And Conway is the right fielder. He was the one that slipped up out there in the field, and we took a bit of a break to make sure that he was okay, and he is now in the batter's box and swinging, so hopefully that means that he's doing all right.
1 ball and 1 strike the count here on Noah Conway. He'll take a moment to step out of the box, and now he steps back in. He's ready to go. Here's the 1-1 pitch, swung out and missed, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes the count here on Noah Conway.
Yeah, Payton Cole did a nice job there of climbing the ladder on Conway on that one as he swings at a high pitch that he probably shouldn't have been swinging at.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one's chopped over to short. Myro up with it, misplays it. Tried, I think, he was thinking about making that turn a little too quickly there. Bobbled the baseball. Everybody's safe. That, I believe, is going to be the second Panther error of the ball game, as Noah Conway will reach for the second time tonight on an error.
Yeah, just caught thinking a little too much about what was eventually going to happen as opposed to just making sure to field it clean and then send it over to second base. He was just thinking about positioning and trying to get them in a place where they could have turned 2 there.
Andrew Pintar, the shortstop, will be the hitter here, but we'll have a visit out to the mound here. And that's one thing we saw on Thursday night, Andrew. We saw where some of the same kind of errors Palo Verde's making so far came back to really hurt Spanish Fork. And in the Dons case, instead of spreading them out throughout the game, they all came in a big 6-run bottom of the 6th inning for Faith Lutheran.
Yeah, it was a really sloppy 6th inning and a really sloppy 3rd inning as well in that game against Faith Lutheran. And it really came down to really key throwing errors. It was times where I was like, oh, maybe just hold on to the ball, and instead they would airmail it and a couple of runs would score on it.
Andrew Pintar stands in and takes ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Pintar. Pintar is single back in the 1st inning. Ready to go in the box again. The 1-0 pitch fouled straight back to the screen, and it evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Noah Conway running over at first base. Tate Newman for Spanish Fork running out at second base. Coach Casey Nelson not using the speed up runner for Tate Newman this time. The 1-1 pitch outside for a ball, and it's 2-1 the count.
This feels like a pretty big moment here for the Dons with the score all knotted up at 1-1. An opportunity here in the 3rd to potentially bust things open.
That one's going to be popped up and sent foul, and we'll do a 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm going to correct myself. That is Morley Bennett running out at second base for Spanish Fork, running for Tate Newman.
Yeah, probably a good idea with Newman on the mound. Don't want to wear him out while he is pitching. That one is low and in the dirt, and it's going to bring this thing to a full count.
Tough part here is there's no room for error on Payton Cole's part. A walk would load the bases with Cy Nielsen and Josh Dart being the next 2 hitters. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That one swung out, popped up. It won't be playable. It's going to be foul into about the 4th row of bleachers along the concourse. And we'll do it again, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, we actually got a really nice shot of that one as we saw the ball land right over there near those fans. Hopefully they're able to get that ball, get it back in, and also thankfully they're safe.
3 balls and 2 strikes here with 1 gone. From the stretch, Payton Cole delivers this one, swung out and missed, and he gets Pintar to go down on strikes. Strikeout number 4 for Payton Cole, and that will bring up Cy Nielsen.
Yeah, it gets Pintar to swing at some high cheese there. Pintar had been aggressive, as you could tell, was taking some big hacks in that particular at bat, and unable to come up with a hit there, unfortunately. But it does bring up Nielsen in a big situation here.
Cy Nielsen hit into a 6-4-3 double play back in the 1st inning. His first plate appearance, looks to face Payton Cole here. And Nielsen down the line. This is going to hook. It's going to go foul just at the last minute. Cy Nielsen had extra bases on his mind right there, but just couldn't keep it tucked in along the line there. So Nielsen will head back to the box. Morley Bennett back to second. Noah Conway back to first.
Yeah, it's unfortunate as he attacks that pitch, and it was well hit, and it looked like it was going to just sneak its way into fair territory. Instead, it just kind of keeps drifting and ends up going foul.
The 0-1 pitch on its way, blocked in the dirt. Runners will take off. Morley Bennett trying to get to third. The throw and the tag not in time. Morley Bennett able to slide around the throw and moves up.
Holy cow, that was some kind of dive there. Some kind of just slide there by Morley Bennett. I thought he was dead in the water, but somehow was able to find his way over to third base.
That was just a headlong dive to see if he could just get around the tag. There, I think he was going to have a good chance of beating Cromwick's throw. The 1-1 pitch misses low and outside for a ball, and it's 2-1 now here on Cy Nielsen. Josh Dart on deck for Spanish Fork. So even right here, you could put a lot of pressure on Payton Cole if Cole isn't careful here with Cy Nielsen. 2-1 pitch. That one looked pretty good, but it's in there for a strike. It's 2-2.
Kind of a odd signal there from the ump, and also a little late. Didn't quite know, but it looked good up here, and so I was like, oh, is he gonna call it? Okay, he did. Okay, all right, we're good. So yeah, 2-2 count here to Cy Nielsen.
Here's the 2-2 to Nielsen on its way. He makes contact, grounds it to second. Bartlett goes to short, the short way for the out, and the inning is over. So Spanish Fork gets a base runner, however, no damage done. We head to the bottom of the third inning, tied at 1 between Spanish Fork and Palo Verde. The Panthers will have the 9-1 and 2 hitters coming up. We'll see if Payton Cole can help his own cause in the bottom of the third inning. Let's take a moment here on Spanish Fork 17. Let's thank our sponsors who help make these games possible throughout our high school sports season.
Yes, the Driggs Mortgage Team, Mikkel Thompson and Wise Attorneys at Law, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, Two Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and the Car Guys at Blue Diamond Auto Group.
So moving to the bottom of the third inning, Tate Newman back to work, and right now Tate Newman has found a way to make this game competitive here today, and really has done a nice job hitting the strike zone. I think they're using the high school baseball kind of hurry-up rules where they're going only about a minute or so in between innings, outside of the usual about a minute and a half or so. So that way I think they can just hurry the game along as quickly as they can. So Spanish Fork doesn't get back super late. Talking to one of their coaches before, it was close to 4 a.m. last Saturday or Sunday morning before they got home from their tournament, as George Alonso stands in and sends the first pitch foul, and it's 0-1. And that's a tough travel to make, to finish a game and then sit on a bus all night and get home at 4 a.m. The 0-1 pitch outside for a ball, and it's 1-1 here on Alonso.
Yeah, it's just not a fun bus ride back home when it's that late at night. And so kudos to the staff here at the Red Rock Classic to be like, hey, let's get this thing going, let's get this thing rolling so we can get these kids back home and get them some sleep on the weekend and get them ready then for school. Yeah, these guys go to school. That's the thing. Yeah, so they need to be able to be alive once they head off to class on Monday.
2-1 pitch on its way, fouled straight back, and really for either one of these teams, the best way to get on that bus and head home is going to be with a W tonight, as that one was fouled back by Alonso, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you have a long bus ride following a loss, it can be a long bus ride. George Alonso down on strikes, strikeout number 4 for Tate Newman. Now back to the top of the lineup. Here's Nate Bartlett.
Yeah, Newman doing a very, very good job here in this game. I've seen him come in relief before, and he's done a phenomenal job, but this is one of the first times I've seen him start a game, and he's been impressive.
Well, and I think one of the things that you see that with is the way the league schedules are set up in Region 10 is you play that Tuesday-Thursday schedule, so you don't need to have really a deep 3 or 4 starters maybe lined up. Maybe you have a long guy in case a guy struggles, but for the most part, you really only need to have the 2 starters ready to go on a regular basis. The 1-1 pitch right there on the corner for a strike, and it's 1-2 now on Nate Bartlett. Bartlett went down on strikes back in his first plate appearance. Here for the Panthers, and the 1-2 pitch. Inside corner, and it missed for a ball, and the count moves to 2-2.
Yeah, I like the thought there on Newman, as he was able to get Bartlett basically on that same pitch in his first at bat, going for a fastball on the inside corner.
This time going away for ball 3, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Nate Bartlett. Infield is back for Palo Verde. That one's right there. Called strike 3. Nate Bartlett thought it was ball 4. Bartlett down on strikes for the second time tonight. The 5th strikeout of the ball game for Newman. And here comes Payton Cole. Cole walked in his first plate appearance and came around to score the lone run for Palo Verde. Cole has been impressive on the mound tonight. It's a Palo Verde team that seems very deep. Pitch in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Palo Verde's had some great success right here, as ready to go here. The 0-1 pitch misses for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Las Vegas, of course, some very competitive baseball down there. Palo Verde winning their region tournament last year. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes the count in the state of Nevada. They do a regional kind of a tournament feel. Here's the 1-2 pitch on its way, low and inside for a ball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Vegas definitely known for its baseball. I mean, you think of guys like Bryce Harper, Chris Bryant, guys that have come out from that region that have been very successful at the major league level. And Vegas is just one of those places where it's you know, sunny basically all year round, and so you're able to be out on the diamond a lot.
That one's going to be popped up and sent foul. And that definitely helps for sure, to be able to have a chance to play in some good baseball weather majority of the year. It just kind of helps everything set, as Payton Cole will draw his second base on balls of the night.
Yeah, good patient approach here by the pitcher of the Panthers. Payton Cole does a good job to get himself on board for the second time, and again, he worked a full count in his first at bat, and so he's doing a good job of really seeing pitches and really recognize that he just needs to try to get Newman to throw strikes. And yeah, that was a good quality at bat. That's how you get on base. Like, again, I kind of preached this in the previous game as well, but walks are just as good as a single. Like, it's basically the same outcome. You get over to first base, and so walks are a very important part of this ball game, because it gets you on base and gives you an opportunity to then give your guys a chance to drive you in and score some runs.
Paul Myro to stand in here with 2 down, takes a first pitch, fastball low and away for ball 1. Running over at first base for Palo Verde will be Matthew Minkoff over there. Running in this case for Payton Cole. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's going to miss low and outside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Last year's Palo Verde team, by the way, winning the state championship over Basic 4-2. That was the NIAA 4A state championship. There's a line drive, but hit right at Andrew Pintar, and the inning is over. So we've reached the end of 3. We're tied at 1 between Spanish Fork and Palo Verde. You're watching high school baseball on Spanish Fork 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group, with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know, State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbors State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Top of the 4th inning here at Brucehurst Field in St. George, Utah, the 2019 Red Rock Classic, to finish up the play here of this tournament. Even though it's called the Classic, I guess you can still call it a tournament. It just isn't a bracketed tournament with a championship game. It's just kind of a round-robin format. Here's Josh Dart, followed by Mason Nielsen and the Skylar Horine to come up. And the first pitch in there for a called strike to Josh Dart, who went down on strikes in his first plate appearance back in that end of the 1st inning.
Yeah, I kind of like the format of this particular tournament / classic, because it just gives you an opportunity to play a whole variety of teams. And again, some of these teams are from Las Vegas, and so it's teams that you don't get to normally see. And so it's just a great opportunity for all the teams here to get to see some different teams, some different batters, some different pitchers, different strategies. And so it's a fun experience for, I think, everybody here. And you don't have the stress of like, well, if we win, we're going to be here for a little bit longer than everyone else. Like, it's just, you're there for the couple days, you're there for the games that you're scheduled for, and you just love it.
1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Josh Dart, and the pitch on its way home. This one's going to be bounced towards short. Myro comes up with it, cuts it off along the infield, and throws Josh Dart out at first. And there's 1 away here in the 4th. And I agree with you. I think it's fun to kind of see that. The only other way you can really do that is you'd have to extend it out to another day, play pool play. Everybody plays 2 games there, maybe do a pool of 4 and split them up, kind of a thing. And then you have a bracket play for 1 day or whatever. But then that's putting a lot more games on the schedule. This one sent well foul past the batting cages, and it's a long strike 1 for Mason Nielsen. Maybe in the summer you might see something go more like that, but during the school year, I don't know if you would want to add 6 games to your schedule. That one swung on and missed by Nielsen, and it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like, these are still high school kids. Like, you still need to be focused on, you know, getting your diploma and making sure that they're still doing good at school. And so obviously baseball is very important, but you also need to make sure that these kids succeed in school as well. As you just saw, the pitcher there kind of stumbled a little bit on the mound. Hopefully he's fine, kind of, I guess, working the dirt over there to make sure that he's doing good.
Payton Cole has a 1 ball, 2 strike count here on Mason Nielsen, the first baseman. And the 1-2 pitch on its way. This one's rolled foul down the 3rd baseline, just past the Palo Verde dugout. Top of the 4th inning, tied at 1. Spanish Fork with 1 run on 3 hits and no errors. Palo Verde, 1 run on 2 hits and 2 errors. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one's going to be fisted back to the pitcher. Cole takes a couple of steps, underhand toss to first, and there's 2 away here in the 4th.
Yeah, nice job there by Cole to jam up Nielsen, as that one, you could hear it off the bat, was just right there basically in on his hands, and so just causes a nice little slow roller over there that Nielsen then gobbles up and sends on over to first, and we've got 2 quick outs here in this inning.
Skylar Horine, the catcher, swings to the first pitch and misses for strike 1. It's 0-1. Skylar in his first at bat grounded out to short. The 0-1 pitch on its way. He lifts this one out to left field. Sprinting in is Alonzo, the shortstop, going out. It's going to be Myro, the shortstop, who makes the catch, and the 4th inning comes to an end. 3 up and 3 down for Spanish Fork here in the 4th. And now we will head to the bottom of the 4th inning here in St. George. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors here for making this broadcast possible today. We have MVP Sports, 2 Jacks Pizza, the Driggs Mortgage Team, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Mikkel Thompson and Wise Attorneys at Law, and Blue Diamond Auto Group. They're located on Main Street. You'll see the car guys there. As we head to the bottom of the 4th inning here in St. George, it will be Cromwick, Pasqualito, and Robinson coming up. 4, 5, and 6, who will face, we still haven't seen a pitcher head out onto the, oh, here's Tate Newman coming out now. I hadn't seen him leave the Spanish Fork dugout yet. But right here, heading to the bottom of the 4th inning, we got ourselves a little bit of a pitcher's duel here, which I don't know if we necessarily expected to see a pitcher's duel, but with the way Spanish Fork is pitched, I wouldn't expect any other any other thing right now.
Yeah, it's odd because I really did. I thought that this would be a game where there would be a little more offense just because you're kind of at the back end of your rotation for each of the teams, so you're maybe not expecting quality pitching in this game, and then both offenses really have shown out so far in this tournament. Obviously the last 2 games for Spanish Fork, but then, as we said, like Palo Verde, the games that we saw, they had some absolute just blasts, and like they were scoring runs in bunches, and so I expected this to be a little bit more of a offensive slugfest. Instead, we're treated to a pitcher's duel between Tate Newman and Payton Cole, and man, Newman has really impressed me, Ryan. Like I didn't expect to be this impressed with him, and he's really had a very quality game. He has the 2 walks to Cole, but otherwise has really been in control. Has had a nice pitch mix with his fastball and that little changeup that he's got that's helping keep things off pace, and has really done a good job of getting tons of swings and misses. He's got 5 strikeouts through 3 innings, and I'm loving that he's given them just some quality innings here in this last game.
Cromwell stands in. First pitch misses low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Josiah Cromwell. The catcher went down on strikes back in his first plate appearance. And there he swings and lifts one to left field. Tanner Peterson's got a beat on it, comes in a few steps and makes the catch. And there's 1 away here in the 4th inning. So 1 gone. Here's the right fielder, Paul Pasqualito. Pasqualito doubled back in his 2nd. And the Palo Verde roster I have says Paul Sean Pasqualato, who will stand in. Pasqualato, the right fielder, will stand in. Ready to go from the right side. The pitch. Pasqualato takes that one on the outside corner for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes here on the 5-hole hitter for the Palo Verde Panthers.
Yeah, he hit an absolute blast out to right field in his first at bat that ended up being a double. It was just mashed. Like I almost thought it was going to go out, and Conway ended up trying to make a good play on it and kind of made an awkward fall around the warning track. Thankfully he was okay, but man, this kid's got some power.
1 ball and 1 strike to count here on Pasqualato. How it's sent foul, and we'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And really, I kind of wonder if that ball that Pasqualato hit, maybe if he hit that one 4 hours ago, that might have been out.
It really might have, with how just everything was carrying earlier this afternoon. We saw some absolute blasts in the previous game. Desert Oasis hit a couple of just bombs in that game, and so yeah, I wouldn't have been shocked if that hit by Pasqualato would have gone out.
2 balls and 2 strikes to count here on Pasqualato. And the pitch on its way misses low and outside for ball 3, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tate Newman, the right-hander right now, going back to work here. He's been working pretty quick as he winds and delivers the 3-2 right on the outside corner, strike 3. And Pasqualato knew it immediately and started heading back. 6th strikeout for Tate Newman, and there's 2 gone in the 4th. Here's Bryce Robinson.
Yeah, did a nice job of just painting the corner. Gets that little bit of black on the corner with that fastball. That was just a beautiful pitch, a very gutsy pitch there to get his 6th strikeout.
Robinson takes strike 1 in a similar pitch that Pasqualato just passed on. Right there, it's in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Infield back for Spanish Fork. The pitch on its way bounces in there for a ball, and the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. We're just past 9 p.m. here in St. George. Bottom of the 4th inning. 1-1 tie between Palo Verde and Spanish Fork. The 1-1 pitch fouled back to the screen. We'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count now on Robinson.
Again, it's been that secondary pitch for Newman that really has just added that extra flair and helped him to be able to extend his effectiveness in this particular outing. His fastball obviously is electric. He's got velocity to it, but it's that off-speed pitch that's got a little bit of movement to it and is a little bit slower that really is keeping these Panthers bats a little off their game.
2-2 pitch, a curveball that misses out of the zone. The count goes full 3-2 here on Robinson. Tate Newman right now working from the windup. He will wind and deliver the 3-2 pitch high and outside, ball 4. And Bryce Robinson draws a 2-out free pass. And that will bring up Austin Rowley, the first baseman.
Yeah, if there's one black mark on Newman's start so far, it's been the walks, as that's his third one here. He's been issuing one an inning-ish, 2 of them to the other pitcher, to Cole, and then this one, obviously his third one of the game. But the control sometimes is a little bit crazy, but the stuff is there. You'd love to see what he could do if he could refine it and be able to get a little more command on his pitches.
First pitch in there for strike 1 to Austin Rowley. Rowley went down on strikes back in his first at-bat in the second inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a ground ball to second. Randolph up with it. He'll go to first, and he'll get the out there, and the 4th inning comes to an end. Nice job defensively by the Dons here in the 4th. Tied at 1 as we head to the 5th. Spanish Fork on Palo Verde.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Top of the 5th inning here at Brucehurst Field in St. George, as the lights are on here at Dixie State University, and baseball being played between Spanish Fork and Palo Verde High School out of the Las Vegas, Nevada area. As we head to the top of the 5th inning, it will be 8-9-1. Tanner Peterson followed by Cade Randolph, and then Tate Newman coming up, and they will face the right-hander Payton Cole, who has been in command for the most part of tonight. And the pitch on its way, that one missing low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes here on Tanner Peterson.
Yeah, it really has been just a nice pitcher's duel here between Payton Cole and Tate Newman, and Cole has lived up to his end of that duel.
There's a soft line drive to short, and it's ran down by Myro, and there's 1 gone here in the 5th inning. Spanish Fork is going to get a right-hander warming up. That's Noah Conway playing catch down in the bullpen right now, just getting warmed up in case he's needed, as Cade Randolph will stand in. Randolph struck out in his only plate appearance of the ball game, and there takes strike 1 on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Randolph sends this one foul, and it's 0-2. This ball game has been moving at a pretty quick pace here this evening. It's been not a lot of breaks in between. The pitchers have pretty much gotten the ball, gotten on the mound, and ready to come home with the next one. The 0-2 pitch, that one was close. A tough take for Cade Randolph, but it was a ball, 1-2. Don't think that missed by very much.
I don't think it did either, and I know I would not have had the stomach to take that pitch.
Randolph swings, pops this one up. It's playable over toward the Spanish Fork dugout. Coming back on it and not making the plays is Austin Rowley, who was right there.
It looks like he just didn't get quite a good read on that particular pop-up. He actually ended up overrunning it and then tried to throw his glove back to try to make the play. And so, I mean, that's going to happen a little bit. Usually in a night game like this, it's a little bit harder to perceive the depth of those particular pop-ups. And so I'm not completely shocked there.
This one popped up down the line, and it is sent foul, and it's 1-2 here on Randolph. Randolph stayed in and battling here in the top of the 5th inning, trying to get something going here for the Spanish Fork Dons. Here's the 1-2 pitch right there, called strike 3. Froze him. That is strikeout number 5 on the night for Cole. And with 2 gone, it brings up Tate Newman, who will look to try to help his own cause here in the 5th. Tate Newman 2 for 2, a triple and a single. Came around to score back in the 1st inning when they did not go to the speed-up runner. That one bounces in the dirt for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Oh yeah, Newman definitely has the inside track tonight of our MVP Sports MVP of the game, because he's literally done everything so far for the Dons. He's the lone run that has scored, and he has pitched a phenomenal game for them as well. 4 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, only allowed 3 hits and 3 walks, and has put them squarely in this game as it's still all tied up at 1-1.
The 2-0 pitch misses low. Now it'll be 3-0 the count here on be 3-0 the count on Tate Newman. Ready to go. Payton Cole winds and delivers this one here, and that one low, ball 4, and Tate Newman draws himself a 2-out walk here in the 5th.
Nice job there by Newman. Didn't force anything, didn't swing at anything that he knew that he didn't want to take a cut at. Just takes 4 straight balls and gets himself over to first base, doing what a leadoff man is supposed to do. And like I said, it's been a very impressive game for him. A single, a double, a walk, and a very impressive pitching outing. Ah, man, Newman's also just generally just had himself a nice tournament. Again, he was a big part of the offense in the past 2 games as well.
Conway swings at the first pitch, pops it up into shallow center field. Going out, the shortstop couldn't handle it, Myro. Going from first to third as Morley Bennett, the ball gets past him and into the dugout, now to play, which I believe is going to award the Morley Bennett home. It will also award the runner there going from first to second. That was Noah Conway, who rounded first and went into second on the throw to third, and he will get awarded third base, and Spanish Fork has a 2-1 lead.
Wow, what a crazy sequence there. But Conway just able to get it beyond the reach of the shortstop there, and is able to drop in, and then just as we saw there, crazy sequence, bad overthrow, and that ends up giving the Dons the lead here in this game.
Andrew Pintar grounds one deep in the hole. This is going to be a tough play for Myro, and the throw gets past the first baseman. Pintar on the outfield grass will turn and go down to second base, and into second base is Andrew Pintar. It's 3-1 Spanish Fork here in the top of the 5th inning.
This is the break that they needed. Unfortunately for the Panthers, has come off of miscues, but for the Dons, this is huge. This is what finally gives you the lead in this game, gives you a little bit of breathing room, and just allows you to really settle in for these last couple of innings. And Pintar basically doing what he did in the first, hitting one in the hole there, and the shortstop just not quite able to have the arm to get him out there at first.
Here's Cy Nielsen. He takes a first pitch called strike, and it's 0-1. That is now the 4th error of the ball game against Palo Verde. They had one on the throw to third base that got into the dugout, and I guess they're going to give an error on the throw from short that allowed Pintar to move from first to second. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, when you're the beneficiary of an error, it's fantastic. But if you're the other team, it just feels like you missed opportunities.
Nielsen hit this one well to center field, but running it down is going to be Mackey in center field, and the inning is over. But Spanish Fork finds a way to score 2 runs. The Dons take a 3-1 lead here heading to the bottom of the 5th inning here on Spanish Fork 17. Let's take a moment here on Spanish Fork 17 to thank our sponsors who support each and every broadcast.
Yeah, that is the car guys at the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, 2 Jacks Pizza, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, Mikkel Thompson and Wise Attorneys at Law, and Driggs Mortgage Team.
Couple of changes here for Spanish Fork. Noah Conway will come in the ball game to pitch. Morley Bennett will head out to right field. And I would imagine that Tate Newman is going to stay in the ball game somewhere. He's going to stay in at second. So with that move, then that's going to take Cade Randolph out of the ball game. and that will have to enter Morley Bennett into his spot in the 9. So Morley Bennett will hit in the 9 spot where Cade Randolph hit, and then everybody else stays in their same spot. New pitcher Noah Conway on the mound. The right-hander will come in to face Hunter Chenoweth, George Alonso, and Nate Bartlett. 8, 9, and 1 coming up here for Palo Verde. The Panthers now trailing 3-1 right here, and they have 9 outs to work with still. Pitch on its way, low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes the count here on Hunter Chenoweth. Chenoweth grounded to second in his only plate appearance of the ball game. The 1-0 pitch on its way. This one grounded over towards third. A diving attempt by Dart, but he can't get there. And Chenoweth is aboard to start the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yep, nice job there by Chenoweth to get a pitch that he likes and sends it over towards third base. Dart makes a nice effort there, dives for it, but it sneaks under his glove, and that's a good leadoff single for the Panthers.
George Alonso will come up to bat. We're going to have someone run here, it looks like, for Chenoweth. That is going to be Matthew Minkoff, number 2, who will come back in to run, this time for Chenoweth. He ran earlier for the pitcher Payton Cole.
Yeah, Minkoff having a busy day out there on the base pass as the speed-up runner.
Pitch there to Alonso, misses for a ball.
And this is a big inning for Noah Conway, coming into a 3-1 lead where they just scored 2 runs, and so they're really looking to him to put up a goose egg here and maintain that lead. It's quite the spot for him to come in here in the 5th.
Another pitcher throwing for Spanish Fork down in their bullpen. The 1-0 pitch, that one's pulled foul, and it'll move the count to 1-2 on Alonso. Ready to go, Noah Conway working from the stretch. He would love to get a ground ball hit right at someone. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung out and missed. Strike 3. Noah Conway gets his first strikeout of the ball game on the mound. Tate Newman ends up going 4 innings for Spanish Fork, only allowing 2 hits, 1 run, which will end up being an earned run, walked 3, and had 6 strikeouts. First pitch, a ball to Nate Bartlett. 1 ball and no strikes. Bartlett, a pair of strikeouts on the evening. In that leadoff spot, the last one, both of them have been strikeouts looking. Here's the pitch, and Bartlett sends this one down the line and foul into the Spanish Fork bullpen. Evens the count up, 1 ball and 1 strike on Nate Bartlett. Bottom of the 5th inning here. We're scheduled to play 7 here tonight at Bruce Hurst Field at Dixie State University. The final game of the Red Rock Classic. Here's the 1-1 pitch, high with the fastball, and it's 2 balls and a strike. They count here on Nate Bartlett. Payton Cole, the pitcher, on deck. Then you get into the meat of the order with Myro. The 2-1 pitch inside and tight. Backing out of the way is Bartlett, and it's 3-1 the count on the Palo Verde second baseman.
Yeah, nice hitter's count here for Bartlett with a runner on at first. Also potentially an opportunity for the Panthers to get the running game going as well, as you may potentially see movement over there at first.
3-1 pitch misses outside, ball 4, and Palo Verde now has runners on at first and second. This is by far the Panthers' biggest threat of the night, as Payton Cole will come to the plate. Andrew Pintar will come have a quick word here with his right-hander Noah Conway.
Yeah, probably just discussing thoughts on defense and where they would like to be in terms of positioning.
Pitch, the first pitch, fastball misses away to Payton Cole, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Minkoff, the runner out at second base. Nate Bartlett over at first. Good speed on the base pass for the Panthers. The pitch fouled back, and we'll do it again. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, Cole has proved to be very patient in his approach so far in this game as he's worked a full count on both of his previous plate appearances and was able to draw a walk in both of those. And so now with a 1-1 count, I kind of expect him to be aggressive here actually with two guys on.
The 1-1 pitch. This one goes behind the hitter on a wild pitch, and the runners will both move up 90 feet.
Yeah, that one definitely got away from Conway, and actually lucky that that one didn't actually end up hitting Cole, but it does advance those runners, and so now he's got two in scoring position here.
The tying run in Nate Bartlett out at second base. 2 balls and a strike, and the 2-1 pitch to Cole, low and inside, ball 3, and the count moves to 3-1. Payton Cole should see something good to hit here.
Yeah, you'd think that Conway would just be focusing on putting something over the plate.
3-1 pitch misses, ball 4. Back-to-back walks allowed by Noah Conway. And Casey Nelson's going to come out of the Spanish Fork dugout. I think we're going to have some more changes coming. There's a right-hander throwing in their bullpen, and I think we may see the night for Noah Conway come to an end here with 1 out. Bottom of the 5th inning, bases full of Panthers, and you got the number 3 hitter in Paul Myro coming to the plate. The night for Noah Conway is going to come to an end. They're going to go to the bullpen here. And they're going to go to number 16, Weston Corliss, who will come in.
Yeah, this is probably a good move here by the Dons, as Noah Conway was really struggling to find the strike zone in his appearance here. He only ends up going 1/3 inning, and he ended up walking 2 and had the wild pitch that sent the runners over to second and third, and so it was really not the best control night there for Conway. And so in such a key, crucial situation here with the tying runs out there on the base paths, they definitely want to make sure that they've got someone that they trust in at this point, and I guess that is going to be Weston.
Weston Corliss will go through his warm-up tosses. Noah Conway will still stay in the ball game, but Conway will move from the pitcher's mound back out to right field, and Morley Bennett will come out of the ball game. So Corliss will go through, he'll get 7 or 8 warm-up tosses on the mound, and then we'll get ready to face Paul Myro right here. Myro has doubled with an RBI back in the 1st inning, and then he lined out to the shortstop, Andrew Pintar, in his last at-bat. So 3-1, Spanish Fork leading Palo Verde. Runners will be on each base for the Panthers. Minkoff is over at 3rd, Nate Bartlett's at 2nd, and then Payton Cole, I believe the pitcher, is running over at 1st, and he is not. It's number 11, that is Mason Neville, running over at 1st base. Here's Myro in the box, and the first pitch from Corliss swung out and missed for strike 1. A good fastball there, tailing off the plate.
Yeah, that had some beautiful movement to it, and Myro comes up with a big swing there, but just finds a whole bunch of air.
No balls and a strike, the count. Corliss coming home. This one stays away for a ball, and the count moves to 1-1.
Yeah, an interesting decision there as he tried to expand the zone, going back outside again, hoping that Myro was going to chase once more, but this time he ends up holding up.
Here's the 1-1 pitch on its way from Corliss. That one low and outside for a ball. And it's 2 balls and a strike, the count here on Paul Myro. If you're Weston Corliss, this is where you would love a ground ball right at someone, turn 2 and get out of the jam.
Oh, you know that's right. Turning 2 is a pitcher's best friend.
The 2-1 pitch on its way low, ball 3, and the count goes to 3-1 on Myro. It doesn't get any easier with the cleanup man, Josiah Cromwick, on deck.
Well, and even right behind him, you got Paul-Sean Pascolato, who hit an absolute bomb in the second inning as well. So big power hitters coming up for the Panthers.
Here's the 3-1 pitch on its way high, ball 4. That will walk in a run as Minkoff will come in to score, and it's a 3-2 ball game here in the 5th. Bartlett will go to third. Neville goes to second. Myro does get an RBI, and that's the 3rd straight Panther walk. And now it will bring up Cromwick. Cromwick has struck out and has flown out to left. Here, ready to go, the pitch. Corliss comes over. This one's popped up, potentially playable. Horine gives it a look, but it's foul.
That would have been a big break there for the Dons if that ended up being playable, and Horine had been able to make a play on that one.
Instead, it ends up being a strike. No balls at a strike on Cromwick. Corliss from the stretch comes in. There's a ground ball to third, past the diving third baseman, dart into left field. Scoring is Bartlett. Neville will be held, and we're tied up at 3.
Yeah, actually an interesting decision there by the Panthers coach to hold him up over there at third base. I kind of thought that they were going to send him and see if he could potentially score. Decent arm out there, of course, in left field, but yeah, I thought that the beat was potentially there for them to try to send him. Instead, they hold him up, and instead we just have a tie ball game instead of them potentially taking the lead on that hit.
Derek Crone, number 1, will come in to run over at first base for Cromwick. Here is Paul Pascolato. Pascolato stands in. Base is full. The pitch blocked low and in the dirt for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Pascolato on the night, a double in the second, a strikeout in the 4th. One swing of the bat here not just gives Palo Verde the lead, but can blow this game wide open. Corliss from the stretch checks the runner, comes in, and that ball is lifted out to left field. It's in the yard, though. Peterson will make the play, tagging and trying to score. The relay throw cut off by Dart. Palo Verde now has a 4-3 lead as Neville comes in to score.
Yep, nice sac fly there by Pascolato. You're able to just get a hold of one, get under it, sends it far enough out in the outfield for them to be able to score that run, and now the Panthers take the lead here in this game.
A 3-run 5th inning here for Palo Verde, and now that brings up the third baseman, Bryce Robinson. Robinson grounded to short and walked back in the 4th. Pitch on its way, a curveball outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Bryce Robinson. Austin Rowley, the catcher, on deck.
Yeah, for Corliss, you just got to think about the fact that you're 1 out away from getting out of this one and being able to get your bats back up.
That pitch popped up and sent foul, and it's 1-1. And it's not that you want to groove a fastball to this part of the lineup, Andrew, but you do want to be around the plate to get him to swing. And anytime obviously as a pitcher, you have to be around the plate to get the hitter to swing. But you want to try and get an out, trust the guys behind you to make the right play.
Absolutely. It's about making a pitch that will create weak contact.
1-1 pitch. There's the check swing there. That one was a tough pitch up and tight for a foul tip for a strike. It's 1-2.
Yep. That kind of pitch right there. That's what you're looking for. He checks his swing and just barely gets a piece of it. So that's what you're looking for, is making good quality pitches right around the strike zone. Nothing center cut, but just tip in the corners if you can.
1-2 fastball stays high for ball 2. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Robinson.
That also is a good thought there to try to get the strikeout there. He ends up climbing the ladder thinking, well, maybe I could get him to chase something up top, but unfortunately Robinson disciplined enough to not go after it.
Here's the 2-2 pitch on its way. Robinson sends this one foul back over to the parking lot by I don't know what it's called, Trailblazers Stadium, the football stadium right behind us here at Dixie. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Bryce Robinson. ready to go right here from the stretch. Corliss checks the runner at second. And the pitch on its way inside and tight, ball 3. The count goes full, and now the runners can take off here on the pitch.
Yeah, it's a good advantage there for the Panthers as they can get their guys in motion. That's going to make it a little bit easier for them to score from second on any kind of base hit.
Here's the 3-2 pitch on its way home. Swung out, popped up, and sent foul down the line. We'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, this just feels like a really big moment in this game here in the bottom of the 5th as Palo Verde has taken the lead here 4-3 and has an opportunity to continue scoring here and to build on that lead to potentially put the Dons in a hole here.
3-2 pitch just misses low. Ball 4 as the runners were in motion. And now that will be the second time Robinson has walked in as many innings. And now Austin Rowley, the first baseman, will come to the plate. And I think we may have another pitching change here at Brucehurst Field. We'll kind of see here how Casey Nelson plays this, but from the looks of it, it looks to be another pitching change. And we will have the pitching change here. Weston Corliss's night will come to an end. Once again, Palo Verde with the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the hitter is going to be Austin Rowley, the 9th man to come to the plate here in the inning.
Yeah, this is definitely a hard inning here for the Dons as Corliss finishes his night 1/3, ends up costing Noah Conway 2 runs, actually, as those 2 runs were ticketed for him. And so that's a fortunate relief outing there for him, and an unfortunate relief outing for Conway as well. Newman had really been just in cruise control through those first 4 innings. And so it's just this 5th inning that really has kind of opened things up here for Palo Verde to take the lead. And now a really scary situation here for the Dons with the bases still loaded and just all of the momentum in this game right now currently with the Panthers. And so hopefully this pitching change will be able to give them that last out, get them out, and be able to send this thing to the top of the 6th.
The new pitcher will be number 8, Brad Cloward, who will come in. Cloward threw in that game on Thursday night against Faith Lutheran. He was the second pitcher that came in. And I believe he was the pitcher who came in when Faith Lutheran started their rally in that 6th inning. So we'll see what Brad Cloward can do right here as Austin Rowley, the first baseman, will come to the plate. Rowley 0 for 2 has struck out and has grounded to second on the night. From the stretch, Cloward ready to come home. And the first pitch on its way right there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Right now the Dons will trail by 1, 4-3 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Spanish Fork with 6 outs to work with offensively. And Rowley swings and hits a towering fly ball, but it's towering and playable. Coming in, sliding and making the catch is Noah Conway. And the inning comes to an end. Palo Verde sends all 9 to the plate here in the inning. They score 3 at the end of 5. Palo Verde 4, Spanish Fork 3. You're watching high school baseball on Spanish Fork 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know, State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbors State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
top of the 6th inning here from Bruce Hurst Field at Dixie State University, where right now the Palo Verde Panthers leading the Spanish Fork Dons by a score of 4-3. We head to the top of the 6th inning. Josh Dart, Mason Nielsen, and Skylar Horine, the catcher, coming up here for Spanish Fork. Dart is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out here. Spanish Fork down to 6 outs to work with against Payton Cole. The first pitch in there for strike one. It's 0-1. Cole ready to go. Takes a look in. And the 0-1 pitch on its way. That one right on the black for a called strike. And it's 0-2 the count on Josh Dart.
Yeah, two absolutely beautiful pitches to start off this at bat here by Cole, just painting that outside corner on both of them.
There he goes, I think, with the changeup, and Dart out in front of it fouls it back. It's still 0-2 on Josh Dart.
Able to just barely get a piece of it, and also lucky that the catcher wasn't able to come up with that one.
No balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch on its way home. Dart out in front of it, swings and misses, strike 3. 6th strikeout of the night for Cole. And with 1 away, here's Mason Nielsen, the first baseman. Nielsen has struck out and also grounded out to the pitcher. He got jammed in his last at-bat and just hit it right back to Cole. First pitch, fastball, taken for strike 1. It's 0-1. Spanish Fork getting another right-hander warming up down in the pen. And that one, Nielsen just swings through it. In fact, I think we have a pinch hitter. That is not Nielsen. That is number 22. That's Tyson Massey hitting here. The 0-2 pitch right on the corner for a ball, and it's 1-2 the count. Andrew Pintar, the right-hander, throwing in the bullpen. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Massey. Checks his swing, and did he go? Yes, he did, says the first base umpire, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, that's an unpopular call among the Don faithful, but I'm going to have to agree with the ump there, as it looks like Massey definitely did take enough of a cut there for it to be called a strike, and that is 2 quick strikeouts here to start off the 6th inning for Cole.
Tyler Horines takes the fastball away for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes here on the Spanish Fork catcher. He's grounded to short and popped out to short, and the 1-0 pitch is low and outside for a ball. It's 2 balls and no strikes. If you're Spanish Fork, you'd love to get a couple on base here. The 2-0 pitch, that one's tapped right back to the pitcher. Cole a few steps off the mound, underhand toss to first, and that will end the bottom of the 6th inning. No damage done here in the top of the 6th for the Spanish Fork Dons, and the Palo Verde Panthers leading Spanish Fork by a score of 4-3. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors here on Spanish Fork 17 for all they do to help make these broadcasts possible.
Instead, we're going to get Travis.
Earlier in the game, we got our cameraman Travis to not just dance, but he got the crowd behind him involved. There's no crowd behind him tonight. Everybody up behind home plate right here, and Travis is getting into it a little bit here tonight. I'm not sure if that's just to stay warm or nonetheless, but let's thank our sponsors for making that possible. We got the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, 2 Jacks Pizza, Lance Wilson, State Farm Insurance, Mikkel Thompson and Wise Attorneys at Law, and the Driggs Mortgage Team. We thank them for helping broadcast and bring high school sports here to Spanish Fork, as right here it is Brad Cloward who is throwing there, and the hitters coming up for Palo Verde. It's going to be, I think we're going to have a pinch hitter at some point in there, and that's a new pitcher. That is Andrew Pintar, number 4, now on the mound. Tate Newman will move over to short, and Randolph back in the game at second base.
Like we said, we're at the back end of a big tournament here, and just looking for, looking for warm bodies there on the mound at this point. So Pintar getting the call here. He's made a couple of relief appearances before, and so he's not new to the pitching scene, but it does definitely give a decent shakeup to the Dons defense, as Pintar is a staple over there at short, and so we'll see how the defense holds up behind him. But a good opportunity for Pintar to show what he's got on the mound, and again, a critical situation here, as if he's able to lock things down, it'll at least give Spanish Fork an opportunity to come back in this one.
First pitch misses away for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes to the count here on the leadoff hitter, Hunter Chenoweth, ready to go right here. The right-hander, Pintar, coming home. That one sent foul, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The count here on Chenoweth. Chenoweth has grounded to second, had a single back in the 5th, and came around to score a run here for Palo Verde. The 1-1 pitch on its way. Chenoweth swings through it, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Spanish Fork will have one more opportunity in the top of the 7th inning. They'll send up Tanner Peterson. It will be Caden Randolph and then Tate Newman. The 1-2 pitch on its way right on the outside corner for a ball, and it evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chenoweth standing in, ready to go, and the 2-2 pitch from Pintar is going to miss inside for a ball. Ball 3, and the ball getting there away from Skylar Horine, and we move the count to 3-2.
Yeah, trying to work that inside part of the plate there with a curveball, but just a little bit off there. We'll see what kind of offering we've got here on a full count.
Here's a 3-2 pitch, low, ball 4 there to Chenoweth, and he is aboard to start the 6th inning for Palo Verde.
Walks really have been a killer here for the Dons. I've got at least 7 walks in this game. Easy base on balls, and that was something that we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, was to try to avoid these types of situations where we're giving the Panthers free base runners, and it's definitely come back to bite the Dons in a couple ways, as now they're still down by 1 run, and a lot of it has to do with these base runners. It's just Palo Verde has had they basically had the bases loaded for most of that entire 5th inning, and so if you limit those base on balls, it potentially limits Palo Verde's opportunities to get runs. And so again, this is something that was kind of to be expected. Again, we're at the last game of a 4-game tournament here, kind of just trying to find whatever guys you can to finish off the game here in terms of pitching. And so this was a little bit more of what I thought we were going to get, was kind of a not as strong of a pitching performance. But again, I'm a big shout out to Tate Newman, who started this game. He pitched 4 solid innings for the Dons, but it's just been the relief pitchers that have come in and have struggled just because they don't have the same kind of reps that everyone else gets. And so we'll see what they're able to do to hopefully lock this game down.
Eric Anderson to pinch hit here for Palo Verde, and he swings through the first pitch. No balls and a strike. Running over at first base is Neville once again, who will come in to run, Mason Neville. And the pitch on its way, swung out and missed, and it's 0-2 the count here on Eric Anderson. Top of the lineup for the Panthers coming up with Nate Bartlett in the on-deck circle. Pintar ready to go. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung out and missed, strike 3, and he gets Anderson his first strikeout of the night. And there's 1 gone here in the 6th inning.
Nice job there by Pintar. 3 strikes, ya done. Sits him down. That was a nice sequence there, as well as he was able to work the inner and outer parts of the plate, and now it brings up that leadoff hitter for the Panthers.
Nate Bartlett will stand in. 2 strikeouts. Bartlett walked and came around to score a run in the 5th inning. The pitch on its way, low and in the dirt for a ball. Neville thought about it for a split second, but then decides to stay at first. And it'll be 1 ball, no strikes, the count on Bartlett. Bartlett's had a tough game with the 2 strikeouts and an error back in the 1st inning to help the Dons get their only run of the ball game. There's a ground ball to second base. There's a toss to short. Newman couldn't turn it there. There's 2 away on the fielder's choice. What I meant to say was that helped the Dons score their first run of the ball game back in the 1st inning. Was that error there by Bartlett? But here is Payton Cole, the pitcher, who has so far gone 6 innings for Palo Verde.
Yeah, he's had a great game on the mound, but also a great game at the plate as well, as he's been very patient up there as he's drawn 3 walks, and so he's definitely made these Dons pitchers pitch to him, and he's scored twice as well, and so it's certainly paid off for the Panthers for him to have that nice patient approach at the plate.
No balls and a strike. Pintar delivers the pitch. That one high and outside for a ball, and evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Payton Cole in the on-deck circle, in the batter's box. Paul Myro, the shortstop, would hit next if the inning continues. Here's the 1-1 pitch on its way, and that one out in front for a ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike here on Payton Cole. Thought maybe Spanish Fork may appeal to the base umpire there, but the Dons decide not to.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been a bad idea just to double check and make sure that that wasn't a swing there.
2-1, that one low, ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. I know some teams, Andrew, anytime that happens, they want to appeal.
Oh yeah, it's just quick like that. It's almost like a reflex, and even if it's just a slight twitch of the bat, they're calling for an appeal.
Here's the 3-1 pitch on its way, right on the outside corner. A beautiful pitch from Andrew Pintar, just sitting right on the corner. Not much there that Payton Cole can do about it. Count goes full with 2 outs. Neville at first can take off with the pitch. Neville goes for second. That one's grounded deep in the hole. It's short. Newman knocked it down, and that's all he's going to be able to do. Infield single for Payton Cole, and now a runner in scoring position of Paul Myro will come to the plate. Myro is walked, lined down to short, and had an RBI double back in the second. I think he actually got an RBI in the 5th on that bases loaded walk. But Myro will stand in from the right side here, looking to try to see if he can't provide Palo Verde with a little insurance run.
Yeah, Myro definitely a dangerous hitter in this situation, and if he's able to get a hit, that's probably going to extend this Palo Verde lead.
First pitch on its way. That one's right there, but low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. The last game here, the Red Rock Classic, the next broadcast for you comes on March 28th, the start of Region 10 play, I should say. The 1-0 pitch misses outside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. We'll have to wait 1 more year before I can make it, Region 8 play all the way across the board. But having Maple Mountain in one region, Spanish Fork in another, can kind of get confusing every now and then.
Oh, absolutely. When you're keeping track of 2 teams, you're going to naturally kind of mix things up every now and then.
The 1-1 pitch outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike here on Paul Myro.
I just want to make a quick note here on Payton Cole. That is the 4th time he's been on base this game. He's been on base every single time he has been up in this game. 3 walks and a single. That is absolutely impressive if you also include the fact that he's also pitched absolutely brilliantly for them as well.
They have gone to the speed-up runner. However, it's Payton Cole who's the one that's hitting in all those situations. Here's the 2-2 pitch on its way, and that one's popped up, high fly ball into right field. Massey, the first baseman, gives way there to the second baseman, Randolph, who makes the catch, and the inning is over. However, Spanish Fork down to their final ups here in the 7th. It will be Peterson, Randolph, and Newman coming up for the Dons after the break on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Top of the 7th inning here at Brucehurst Field in St. George, and for the first time tonight, Spanish Fork will be coming up to face a new pitcher. Paul Myro, the shortstop, will come in to pitch. Payton Cole will move from the pitcher's mound out to play shortstop, as Tanner Peterson will get ready to stride towards home plate. It will be Peterson and then Randolph, and then Tate Newman, 8, 9, and 1 coming up here. The Dons will need 1 run to tie. They'll need 2 to take the lead and force us to go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Dons are 2-1 here at the Red Rock Classic, losing on Thursday to Faith Lutheran, beating Pleasant Grove last night, and then earlier today beating Timpanogos. And now the Dons are going to try to see if they can maybe somehow come from behind here and finish this tournament 3-1.
Oh, that would be absolutely awesome, just to see them be able to come back in this one, as they were leading for a good portion of this game, or at least it was either they were leading or it was tied for a good portion of the game. And it's going to be up to the, as Ryan said there, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters of the Dons lineup to get things rolling, and that's going to start off with number 5. So they're pinch hitting for Tanner Peterson then.
And the first pitch on its way is low, and it's Hunter Clark who is going to pinch hit. That must have been, it was Tanner Peterson who was in the on deck circle anyway, so that must have been a last minute change. Nonetheless, it is Hunter Clark who's hitting. 1 ball and 1 strike the count here on Hunter Clark. Ready to go. The pitch misses low and outside for a ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike here on Hunter Clark.
Yeah, doing your job here to be patient again. New pitcher in here for the Panthers in Myro, and so make him throw strikes at you.
That one comes inside and actually hits Hunter Clark. So Clark hit by a pitch, and the tying run on the bases here for the second baseman, Cade Randolph.
Hey, anything you can do to get on base, that is what's the most important thing here in the top of the 7th, to give yourself a shot at playing into the bottom of the 7th. And so good job there by Clark to be patient, and then goes ahead and gets plunked by a pitch. And now it's about being smart on the base pass and not causing an out.
Cade Randolph 0 for 2, a pair of strikeouts. He'll square around to bunt. Lays it down right back to the pitcher. Myro with a strong arm will go to second for the out on Clark. And right there, some frustration coming from Randolph as he bunted that one just too hard right back to the pitcher.
Yeah, just a little too forceful there on that particular bunt. We want to see that laid down a little bit softer. Instead, it was basically a hard grounder to the pitcher, and he's able to just turn that right over to second base, cuts off the lead runner. And so that was not as well of an executed bunt as you would have liked to see.
So here is Tate Newman, who swings at the first pitch and lifts it foul down the line. No balls and a strike. Newman has a triple, a single, and a walk in this ball game. His spot has recorded 2 of the 3 Spanish Fork runs tonight. Morley Bennett did come in to run speed up for him a couple of times. That 0-1 pitch is high for a ball. Newman did stay in the game back in the first inning and come in to score. Then Morley Bennett ran for him in the 5th inning and came around to score. 1 ball, 1 strike the count on Tate Newman. Myro from the stretch comes in. Newman hits this one to right. Getting over there is Pasqualato, who will make the catch, and Spanish Fork is down to their final out.
Yeah, it's unfortunate as that was tagged there by Newman, but unfortunately right in the direction of the right fielder, and so he makes a nice clean play there on the line out. And really, Newman has had a phenomenal game. Like, I mean, to hit that triple, has a single, walked, ends up going 2 for 3 on the night, and then pitched, as I said, 4 solid innings in this game, and really has been a key factor in helping the Dons stay in this one.
Noah Conway stands in ready to go, and the pitch on its way, fastball outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Noah Conway. Conway's reached on 2 errors and then had a single back in the 5th inning. So he's been aboard for Spanish Fork tonight, just hasn't been very fortunate being able to come around and score runs. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a called strike, and it's 1-1. Conway would love to extend the ball game to Andrew Pintar and Cy Nielsen on deck. From the stretch, ready to go. Myro kicks and delivers. Time call. They didn't grant it. The ball gets to the backstop, and going down to second base is the tying run in this case. Randolph, who will get into scoring position.
Yeah, a bit of a lucky break there for the Dons as time is not granted and ends up being a wild pitch and gets what would be the tying run now into scoring position. Now it's up to Conway to figure out a way to extend this game, whether that is getting a walk or getting a base hit and keeping this game rolling.
Here's the 2-1 pitch, is foul back. Conway got a pretty good pitch over the middle of the plate, just was behind it, sent it foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Dons down to their final strike here in St. George. The tying run sitting right now 180 feet away at second base. And the 2-2 pitch high up over the head there of Conway, and the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Randolph, the runner in this case, cannot get an early lead, as if it's ball 4, he has to then steal third. Here's a 3-2 pitch, swung out and missed, strike 3, ball game. Myro throws the gas there and just challenges the hitter in Conway, and the ball game is over, and that is a final of 4-3 in favor of Palo Verde over Spanish Fork. The Dons fall to 2-2 here in the Red Rock Classic. We'll take a break. We come back, we'll have our final thoughts here from Dixie State University, and we'll have our MVP Sports MVP of the game. You're watching high school baseball on Spanish Fork 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know, State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Well, back here in St. George, Palo Verde getting a 4-3 victory over Spanish Fork. And we talked about it a little bit in the open, Andrew, of which team we were going to get, whether we were going to get the Thursday night version of Spanish Fork or the Friday and early Saturday version of the Dons. And we kind of got a combination. And tonight, it was just one of those things where Spanish Fork just couldn't overcome that big inning.
Yeah, it really was. It was just that one inning there in the 5th where Tate Newman comes out of the ball game. You give way to Noah Conway, Weston Corliss, and Brad Cloward there. And unfortunately, the relief pitchers there in the 5th really struggled with their command. And so really it was a lot of walks that ended up giving Palo Verde the base runners they needed to be able to score 3 runs there in the 5th inning and really take control of the game. It's unfortunate because I really thought that Newman gave them 4 solid quality innings, kept them in the game, and this is a very tough and good Palo Verde Panthers team. And so to be able to stick this close, to be able to only lose 4-3, I think is a big testament to how good the Dons have played in this tournament. But you wish that they had been able to come away with a little bit of a more complete game, especially on the back end of the pitching kind of ended up failing them in this one. But the offense, for the most part, was decently there. And again, you just throw away that fifth inning. You just take away that fifth inning, and the Dons really had a great opportunity to win this one.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, it might be a kind of a tough loss for Spanish Fork, but there's definitely a lot of positives. One of those positives is tonight's MVP Sports MVP of the game.
Oh, absolutely. This could go to no one else other than Tate Newman, who was both impressive at the plate as well as on the mound. We'll start with his mound performance. He pitched 4 innings in this one, only gave up 1 run on 3 hits and 3 walks and struck out 6. The velocity was there, the curveball was there, had that nice little bite and that edge to it that allowed him to get lots of swings and misses, and also got a lot of people just looking at it. So absolutely impressive on the mound, but also his work at the plate as well was impressive. He started off this game with a triple T heating, cooling, and plumbing triple, and it was an absolute beauty. And then obviously was accounted for a run there in the first, scored in the 5th as well, ended up going 2 for 3 on the night, and his one out was a really loud out. I mean, it was an absolute blast out to right field that just happened to be decently in the vicinity of the right fielder. And so Tate Newman with an absolutely beastly performance, not only at the plate but on the mound, and that combination of things is really what leads us to make him our MVP Sports MVP of the game.
Congratulations to Tate and the Dons, who finished 2-2 in this tournament. They beat 2 very good teams. They lose to the 2 teams from outside of the state that they won't have to play again this year. So that's something, maybe a little bit of a positive if you're Spanish Fork. The Dons are well prepared for their next week's contest and region play. Our next broadcast comes next Thursday, a 3:30 p.m. first pitch. Spanish Fork against Payson in a key early season Region 10 contest right there, as the Dons will try to get started very quickly on Tuesday with region play. We'll have this one for you, and then we'll have a game the following week as well here on Spanish Fork 17. Well, we're going to say so long tonight from St. George. Palo Verde gets a 4-3 victory for our entire Spanish Fork Community Network team. I'm Ryan Pickens saying so long tonight from St. George, where the Dons fall to Palo Verde.